Hey world, it's being able to come back to another video. I wanted to talk about something, guys. I always like to put a historical analysis on a lot of the things that happens. And when you go back and look at things that happened in the past, man, it really shed a lot of light on our existence. You dig? You look at the title, guys. It's talking Fool's Gold. Okay? I've always wondered what the infatuation or this fascination with gold was, you know, and how it all kind of evolved to where now people actually invest in gold, where they will get their monies and go to a gold broker and put $2,000 or $3,000 down to purchase gold. Okay, a lot of times they keep their gold in the depository area with a bank or actually with the people they bought it from. It just stays with them, and they basically just give them their money and hope that the value of the gold goes up, you know, like stock. So in actuality, gold is a commodity, a world commodity. Okay, so it's a global commodity. Now you might ask yourself, how did that happen? Okay, well, it happened because, remember, in 1933, you know, I've mentioned this in previous videos, and a lot of you red pillars out there know this, that this is a corporation, not a country. So in 1933, when the United States government went bankrupt, what were some of the, you know, consequences of that? What happened? Because remember, the American public didn't know about it. I mean, to this day, a lot of people think this is a country, don't even know about the bankruptcy. And you may ask yourself, well, how did they not know back then? You got to remember, 1929, they had the Great Depression. The Federal Reserve and the United States government crashed the economy intentionally, right? Why did they do that? In order to get off the gold standard, to get on the paper standard, you know, the fiat currency. See, because you can make money at will, but gold, you have to make that. It's time consuming, and you know, it's hard to barter and hard to use as currency. And so what the United States did, they pretty much, after the Great Depression, FDR, the great president, Roosevelt, enacted what they call an Executive Order 6102. And what this Executive Order 6102 did was made it a crime for anybody to personally own gold. So everyone had to turn their gold in. And they had to turn their gold in. All the gold that people had in the Federal Reserve and all the gold that people had personally, they had to turn it in. And it was a crime if they personally owned gold. This is in 1933. And so isn't that coincidental that when the United States go into bankruptcy, all of a sudden there's an executive order to confiscate all the citizens' gold, United States citizens' gold, okay, in an effort to get on the fiat system. Now, you may ask yourself, man, did they just steal it? Well, not necessarily. You had to turn your gold in. And when you turned your gold in, they gave you $20 on the troy ounce. So you got $20 an ounce, okay? Well, what's funny thing about that, in 1934, when they enacted the Gold Act of 1934, that's when all gold had to be confiscated, and they went from a Gold Act, you know, from the gold standard to the fiat paper standard. And they gave everybody $20 an ounce for the gold. Okay? Here's your $20 an ounce for all your gold. The flip thing about it was, they turned around and put the gold on the global market and made gold $35 an ounce now. So here you are, you done sold your gold, all your gold for $20 an ounce, and the government in turn is going to go back and sell it on the global market for $35 an ounce. You may ask, well, what does that do? Because the people didn't buy it back because it's against the law, right? I know, but everybody around the world internationally, seeing that the United States was offering $35 an ounce for gold. So what did they do? everybody that had gold would bring their gold to the United States because the United States was giving $35 an ounce for it. So the United States was able to accumulate all this gold, right? Okay? And then the public, now you have to just spend this paper money that have no value. The only value it had was the value the Federal Reserve gave it. But think about how cold that is. It's kind of like, that's the real mob stuff right there, where they come in your house and tell you got to pay them for protection, even though ain't nobody messing with you. That's what they did with the gold, okay? Now, if you look at the gold now, gold is selling at over $1,300 an ounce. On the global market, it's a global commodity now. Now, think about if all your family had gold or had saved gold all these years, and now gold is $1,300 an ounce, okay? But unfortunately, they took all the gold. And so when you think about how this infatuation with gold kind of started, if you fast forward from the 30s to the 80s, and you see all the rappers with the gold, Mr. T with the gold, they made it fancy to wear gold. Why? To increase the value of it. Even though it really don't have no value, because gold is actually just a metal made by man. Think about it. It's just gold is rocks crushed, added with some type of chemical solution that they make and tell you that it's valuable. Just like silver and other metals. Okay? So I just thought that's interesting, man, that on this gold situation that they took all the people's gold in the 30s and sold it back to them at a high price. And now gold is $1,300 an ounce. Wow. And so, these are the politicians that make the laws. And so when people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to politics, no, I just don't participate in the madness. I mean, it's kind of Stockholm Syndrome, if you ask me. Okay? But guys, like I said, I just hope you had a little food for thought. In the meantime, in between time, may the Most High and Saudi bring you joy, and being will is out of 5,000.